ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, the 24th day of July. The year is 2017, and if you can hear the sound of my voice, you are the revolution. I am Revolutionary Warrior Number 1, General of the Save the World Army, Smokin' Joe McHale, and I would like to welcome you to day 316 of Operation Save the World. We are live from beautiful Sydney, Australia, and this is the Save the World Army live daily news, smashing through the lies of the Illuminati, smashing through the lies of the New World Order, and smashing through the lies of the government who are escalating their attacks against humanity every single day. But even though they are escalating their attacks against us, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare be sour. Join the Save the World Army and feel the power. Yes, yes, yes. I have the power. You have the power. We have the power. Humanity has the power, and we have to use that power, the power of love, to beat the Illuminati, to break the New World Order, to bring down the world government, and to save the world from evil. Because we know that the only way to save humanity from those who are enslaving us is to bring down that government system. Thank you all so much for joining me on this beautiful July afternoon. Revolutionary Sergeant number 5, Tabasco. And let me see here. I've got to open up my spreadsheet. Truth will set you free. Good to see you, brother. Just got your message saying you got your tags. That's excellent. Revolutionary Corporal Mama Spike. Revolutionary Corporal 150 Pebbly Creek. Revolutionary Sergeant 40 Sin City Jason. Revolutionary Sergeant 176 Spartacus. Thank you all for tuning in to this worldwide revolutionary emergency broadcast. Mama Spike says, "Hey Joe, what's up with Facebook?" Well, I tried to get another Facebook account today. Many of you know I've been banned from Facebook. I tried another way to backdoor it today. The account was up for less than an hour before they shut it down. Anyway, we will get around it. We will prevail. Goes to Walks, Revolutionary Corporal 366. Good to see you, brother. Sin City Jason says, Joe. And Gersten, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to get my spreadsheet up here so I can see all of your Revolutionary Warrior numbers. Spartacus says, hey brother, hope you're doing fine. I'm doing better than good and better than most. We grow stronger by the second, my brother. And Tormented Soul 8991, thank you for tuning in. Goes to Walks, good afternoon to you. Pebbly Creek says, hope you liked the Bring Down the Government Flash logo. I most definitely did, brother. The best type of seizures are with those flash animations. Gersten, Revolutionary Warrior 1777. Thank you for joining us. He says, yo, Joe, have a great day, brother. Thank you, brother. Likewise. Tormented Soul says, hey there from Canada. Much love to you, Tormented Soul. Mama Spike, Goes to Walks says, Mama Spike, I've been laid up with illness last week. Brother, Goes to Walks, get better soon. You are stronger than any illness, my man. Spartacus says he bought coconut oil. Excellent. I use coconut oil a lot. Mama Spike says, glad you're feeling better. Sin City Jason says he feels the power. So do I. The Duchess, Revolutionary Warrior 26. Good to see you. Goes to Walk says, yes, getting there slowly. Slow and steady wins the race, my brothers and sisters. Mama Spike says, Adam, I thought Joe got his account back. No, I got another account, but they shut that down pretty quickly, but we will defeat them regardless. The power of peace will prevail, the power of truth will triumph, and the power of love will lead us to victory. Revolutionary Warrior 508 Nikita, thank you for tuning in. Tabasco says, hey everyone, we have the power, we are the power. You are exactly right. Goes to Walk says, not as yet. The Duchess says, I got a request. Was that legit? It was legit, but once again, that account, I'm already blocked out of it. Nikita says, hey there. Goes to Walk says, hey Nikita. Tabasco says, yeah, I wondered if it was really you. It was me, but once again, Facebook has locked me out. Nikita says, hey, Goes to Walks. Goes to Walks says, hey Tabasco. Pebbly Creek says, let's get everyone to use the Flash logo on their profile. That would be sweet. Although I don't know if animated GIFs or GIFs work as people's profile pics, but you're welcome to try. And Goes to Walks says, they won't keep me down. They won't keep any of us down. We are too strong to be enslaved. Tabasco says, hey, Goes to Walks. Pebbly Creek says, message me. I'll send them through. Cheers, bro. Goes to Walk says, ain't no grave gonna hold this body down. Johnny Cash, if I'm not mistaken. Sin City Jason says, did you hear about the Linkin Park frontman and the Podesta Pedogate link? Most definitely. He looks exactly like John Podesta does Chester Bennington. And in fact, Sin City Jason, that's the first article I'm going to discuss today. The connections with Chris Cornell and the satanic pedophile rings that run rampant throughout the government. And, you know, I never knew until he recently committed suicide, Chester Bennington, that is. I never really thought about the depth of the emotional torment in his lyrics. Of course, you know, I was a young man when all of the big Linkin Park songs came out. And you'd always see Chester Bennington, a great singer, great vocalist, always screaming. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Well, let me tell you, every single effort that we make matters. Everything that we do makes a difference. And don't ever let depression get the better of you. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. Don't ever decide that life isn't worth living. I really don't think this guy committed suicide, but we need to recognize that we all face tremendous challenges. There is a worldwide conspiracy to murder us all. We're doing our best to survive and to, in fact, save the world. But don't let it get you down, my brothers and sisters. And Simon Plasher, thank you for joining us. Goes to Walk says, yes, brother, Johnny Cash. And Spartacus says, I've been getting into Pedogate, it's going mainstream. It would be good if it went mainstream, but I'm not sure if it's really going mainstream yet. Sin City Jason says, oh yeah, he's a tortured soul. R.I.P. Chester Bennington. Let's get into this article from countercurrentnews.info. Chester Bennington was about to expose the truth behind Chris Cornell's death. And I used to like Audioslave as well when I was younger. What was that really good album they had, or the song Like a Stone? Anyway. Simon said, Joe, did you see the new X-Files TV show? No, I haven't, although I've seen some clips about it. Apparently it's based on the Alex Jones shill fake hero character. Anyway, about this death of Chester Bennington. Well, supposed death. From Neon Nettle, July 21, 2017. As the world mourns the death of Linkin Park's singer Chester Bennington, the circumstances surrounding his death are shrouded in suspicion. And that reminds me, I was doing some other research about this. I don't have this particular tab up, but Linkin Park, spelled like Abraham Lincoln, Lincoln, was a medical facility, I think it was in Canada, where several children were tortured and sexually molested and killed in the end. Linkin Park, how will I find this? Canada. Pedophile? Anyway, do your own research about that. at Linkin Park. And the band is named Linkin Park, and Chester Bennington admitted he was abused and molested by a family friend from when he was 7 to 13. Simon Plasher says, it talks about all the lies about the government and the shots we received from the hospital and the chemtrails. Interesting. Sin City Jason says, Hillary's pedo protection brigade will squash it soon, not if we make enough noise. Spartacus says, Mr. Gunk and his other friends with about 500,000 subs apiece. Nice one. Back to this article. As the world mourns the death of Linkin Park's singer Chester Bennington, the circumstances surrounding his death are shrouded in suspicion. His death was ruled a suicide by police after he was found hanging in his home in Palos Verdes near LA on Thursday morning, despite the lack of a toxicology report or an official LA County coroner's verdict. Mr. Bennington's death strikes more than a passing resemblance to the death of his close friend Chris Cornell, who shocked the world when he tragically passed on May 17 this year. Both men were found hanging on the back of the door, and both deaths were prematurely ruled as a suicide by police. Bennington was also found dead on what would have been Chris Cornell's 53rd birthday. Families and friends of both men say they were shocked by the news and that they were in a good place, yet the mainstream media paints a very different picture of how they were battling with addiction and depression and were suicidal. Simon says, brother, season 10, first episode, and the 10th one. I'll see if I can find some streams for that. The two singers had something much more troubling in common: pedophilia. Bennington had also previously spoken out about being sexually abused as a 7-year-old, saying he had been molested by an older male friend. If I think back to when I was really young, to when I was being molested, to when all these horrible things were going on around me, I shudder, he said in one interview. He attributed his abuse to his alcohol and drug addiction he struggled with later in life, but after marrying his second wife in 2007, he said his life turned around for the better and he never looked back. And Ghost Who Walks says, reminds me of Michael Hutchence of INXS, exactly. Excellent point. And Sin City Jason says, I think the X-Files are back this year. I think that's what Simon Plasher is saying. And Simon says, I'm not spamming. Bro, please look it up. You will be like, wow. I will check it out. I appreciate that, Simon. In a 2011 interview, he said he was sober. I don't drink. I choose to be sober now. I haven't drunk over the last 6 years, but I don't just want to be that person anymore. According to TMD, Bennington's close friend and his wife had set up the Chris and Vicky Cornell Foundation for Neglected Children and also worked with a number of charities that worked with children rescued from child trafficking networks. During his charitable work, Mr. Cornell had discovered a black book of names for an elite pedophile ring that was part of the global child abuse network. Sources close to Cornell revealed that he was planning on going public with the names shortly before he was found dead. Friends and family of Chester Bennington said they were in absolute shock over the rock star's apparent suicide and stressed that they believe he was in a good place in his life. According to close friends of Mr. Bennington, Cornell had shared troubling information with him shortly before his death. After news of his shock death emerged, friends said that while they never suspected he'd kill himself, Bennington was never the same after the death of his close friend Chris Cornell. Chester and Chris were so close, and he was never the same after Chris's death, the friend told Radar. He knew something about his death that really troubled him. The friend of Bennington's also noted that Cornell's passing had deeply affected Bennington, but that he was far from suicidal and was looking for a way to shine a light on the truth behind his friend's death. Everyone thought that he had it licked. He seemed to be at a good place in his life. It is just so tragic and there are no words, the friend told Radar. Spartacus says TV is full of body structures of incorrect females. There are many transgenders in the mainstream entertainment community. Sin City Jason says he's talking about last year, X-Files. It ended abruptly. This year should continue the story. And Simon P. Lasher said, hey, it's Simon P. Lasher, or as you know me, Hacker Boss, Revolutionary Warrior 101. Much love to you. I thought I recognized that handle. Much love to you, Simon. I'll check that out. And he said the new season, Sin City, Season 10. Continuing. More of the government stealing children away from their families and giving them to foster homes where in so many cases, children get abused and raped and molested and worse. It is truly sickening how the government continues to steal children away from their families. They want to break up the family unit. They want to destroy the child. They want to destroy the parents. They want to destroy the family. They want to destroy the human race. But they will not be successful. They will fail, and we will be victorious. And Lulu Bombalicious, thank you for tuning in. Spartacus says the O.J. Simpson jail trial was fake, and that 33 years old, give me a break, them Freemasons. Yeah, I saw some thumbnail on YouTube about the whole YouTube thing, OJ thing being fake. Haven't watched that yet. Wouldn't be surprised. With all the crazy stuff they're doing, is there anything that could surprise us anymore? From OregonLive.com. IQ costs Oregon parents their kids, but is that fair? The government that murders countless people every single day and they rape countless people every single day. Is it fair for them to take anyone's children? No. It's criminal. It's callous. It's cruel. It's disgusting. And we are putting an end to it. July 19, 2017, by Samantha Swindler. The nursery in Amy Fabrini and Eric Ziegler's home is filled with unread children's books and unworn baby clothes. A Winnie the Pooh blanket lies untouched inside a crib where a child has never slept. For nearly 4 years, the Redmond couple has been fighting to prove to the state of Oregon that they are intellectually capable of raising their children. The Department of Human Services has removed both of their boys, saying the parents are too mentally limited to be good parents. Fabrini, 31, and Ziegler, 38, lost custody of their older son, Christopher, shortly after he was born. 5 months ago, the state took their second child, newborn Hunter, directly from the hospital. Both are now in foster care. I love kids. I was raised around kids. My mum was a preschool teacher for 20 plus years, and so I've always been around kids. Fabrini said, that's my passion. I love to do things with kids, and that's what I want to do in the future, something that has to do with kids. No abuse or neglect has been found, but each parent has a degree of limited cognitive abilities. Rather than build a network of support around them, the State Child Welfare Agency has moved to terminate the couple's parental rights and make the boys available for adoption. And Ghost Who Walks says, get up, stand up for your rights. Exactly, my brother, we are standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. And Hacker Boss said, hey, I got to go, but send me some ideas and I'll get onto making an eye-catching logo so everyone can post it and flood Insta with an attention-grabbing flash logo. Excellent, my man. I appreciate that. Much love to you, Hacker Boss. It's impossible to know the full story when child welfare officials are unable to comment, but the case has left the couple and their advocates heartbroken. The case lays bare fundamental questions about what makes a good parent and who, ultimately, gets to decide when someone's not good enough. And it strikes at the heart of the stark choices child welfare workers face daily. Should a child be removed, or is there some middle ground? There's no middle ground. The government should never take any children. The government has no right to steal these children away from their parents. It is incredibly, incredibly evil. Mama Spike says, that's BS. Sin City Jason agrees. He says, that's ridiculous. With as many idiotic people that don't deserve children, have kinds all the time, and they don't rob them. Exactly, because they're good little government slaves. Simon P. Lasher says, not me, I didn't say that. Pebbly Creek said that. Sorry, my mistake. Guys, you know where I'm going with this. We are going to save the world from evil. For now, the divide is clear. Fabrini's father lines up against the couple. A state legislator is advocating for them. The parents themselves are struggling against a system that feels impersonal, unyielding, and inscrutable. Pebbly Creek says, thanks Hacker Boss and Revolutionary Corporal 99, Warrior of God. Good to see you. They are saying they are intellectually incapable without any guidelines to go by, said Shireen Hagenbach, a former volunteer with the state agency who oversaw visits with the couple and Christopher from last June through August. Hagenbach is a professional mediator and a board member of Healthy Families of the High Desert after she told state caseworkers that she thought the couple was capable of raising Christopher. She recalls she was told her volunteer services were no longer needed. She spent the past year advocating for Fabrini and Ziegler. They're saying that this foster care provider is better for the child because she can provide more financially, provide better education, things like that, Hagenbach said. If we're going to get on that train, Bill Gates should take my children. There's always somebody better than us, so it's a very dangerous position to be in. The State Department of Human Services says it cannot comment on them kidnapping children because of confidentiality concerns. But some of its reasoning is spelled out in court filings. Nikita says, hey, Warrior of God. She says, hey, Mama. Spartacus says, church only slaves go to their devil worship. Mama Spike said, unless you're abusing the children physically or mentally, everyone deserves a chance. Yes, but they're doing their best to break up the family on purpose. This is destruction by design. Sin City Jason says, pretty much when there is money involved, BS walks. Exactly. According to documents provided by the couple, psychological evaluations tested Fabrini's IQ at about 72, placing her in the extremely low to borderline range of intelligence, and Ziegler's about 66, placing him in the mild range of intellectual disability. The average IQ is between 90 and 110. Fabrini formerly worked as a grocery clerk. Ziegler worked as a carpet layer, he said, but now receives Social Security benefits for his mental disability. I have a learning disability, but it's very, very mild, Ziegler said. He understands that he learns more slowly than some, but says everybody learns at their pace. Wisdom from this supposedly mentally handicapped man. And Spartacus, I remember you saying like last week or something about different people from different races having different intelligence quotients. And I saw a video, about an hour-long video on race realism. Very interesting stuff, man. Although I must say that I really doubt that it is a genetic occurrence. And also, the intelligence quotient test is just one particular measure of intelligence. And I do feel that race realism and stuff like that only works to divide people further. No such thing as different races, man. No such thing as black people. No such thing as white people. We all have different amounts of melanin in our skin, different amount of pigmentation in our pores. We're all part of the human race. We're all brothers and sisters. We all need to come together to take down this evil system that is seeking to divide us so they can control us. Like Bob Marley said, they don't want to see us unite. All they want us to do is keep on fussing and fighting. They don't want to see us live together. All they want us to do is keep on killing one another. We must focus on that which unites us, and that is a desire to be free from this satanic, sick slavery system. Goes Through Walks says, H2O, break brother. Most definitely. Cheers to victory, my brothers and sisters. Sin City Jason says, Bill Gates, yes, vaccinate my children to death. He's looking to do that for all children all over the world. But I wonder if he does that to his biological children. I doubt it. Ghost Who Walks says, they are doing it now by having two parents working who is home raising our children, not mine, but most, so government's funded daycare is filling in for parents. Yes, the daycare, the preschool, all of these schools, the government indoctrination centres are just furthering the mind control and brainwashing and doing their best to break apart the family unit. Hacker Boss said, I have not got shots since I have been a kid. All is well for me, but too much tap water I've been drinking and the chemtrails I breathe in. Yeah, you can filter your water, but man, they still spray us all with chemtrails. From Sydney to San Francisco, from Bondi to Baltimore, from Melbourne to Miami, and everywhere in between. They're spraying all of us with aluminium, barium, strontium, cadmium, titanium, thorium, nanotechnology, and who knows what else. So we have to do whatever we can to be as healthy as possible. But also, we have to bring down the system that's spraying us like cockroaches, man. And you know this, brother. Spartacus said, I wasn't being a racist, and I know this, my man. I was, trying to figure out what you were saying, but it was very synchronous that I watched that documentary like yesterday. So now I know what you were talking about, and now you know how I feel about that issue. Spartacus says, I wasn't being a racist, it's the religion that is separate, that separates us too. Man, they divide us along race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, through politics. Any way that they can divide us, they're looking to divide us. I'm looking to unite the people of Earth to set humanity free. Sin City Jason says, I know a 50-year-old that can't read at all, that has 4 children and 2 grandchildren. Exactly. Ghost Who Walks says, religion, politics, and money separate us. Exactly. Class is another one. Excellent point. Spartacus said, remember the elites can't have children, that's against their agenda. Exactly. Mama Spike said, liberal progressives are really pushing the divide, race, sex, religion, all of it. Divide humans into sets and subsets, rich, poor, blue eyes, brown eyes, anything to divide us. We're on the same wavelength, Mama Spike. You can all see their divide and conquer strategy. We can all see through it. We must unite in the spirit of love and peace and freedom in order to defeat their evil strategy. Neither currently works, but they have steady housing, a 3-bedroom, 1,200 square foot home owned by Ziegler's parents who live out of state. Ziegler has a driver's license, both have standard high school diplomas, and 7 years ago, after a divorce, Fabrini was granted shared custody of twin boys she had with her ex-husband. But things changed when Christopher arrived as a total surprise on September 9, 2013. Fabrini said she didn't know she was pregnant. Here and there I have kidney issues, so I just thought I was having kidney issues. That's what I associated the pain with. She said, I was trying to get to sleep and trying to get comfortable, and I felt this weird pain down there. That was Christopher, who was born at Ziegler's home weighing 7.4 pounds. The couple called for an ambulance, and a hospital evaluation determined both mother and son were healthy. Fabrini at the time was living at her father's home with the twins, then aged 6, but often spending the night with Ziegler. Her father, Raymond Fabrini, said he urged her to put Christopher up for adoption. Raymond Fabrini, 74, is a gruff man who has strong feelings about Amy's abilities. She doesn't have the instincts to be a mother, he said. He said he and his wife provided most of the parenting for the twins. His wife died of Alzheimer's a week before Christopher's birth. He said his daughter had been primarily homeschooled, and he expressed frustration with her, unabashedly calling her a lazy child. Me and Amy were never close, he said. She got me mad so many times she wouldn't do nothing. Ghost Who Walks says, all forms of controlling their slaves, which we are not, exactly. The Duchess said, same could be said for the right. Spartacus said, look at the Mormons, they are blue eyes and a lot of wives, sad, lol. Did you look up ecosexual world gone mad? All right, no, I haven't heard of that before. I can only imagine what an ecosexual is. Let me look it up. My curiosity is getting the better of me, man. More from the transgender bender agenda. Let me see what ecosexual means. All right, I'm going to read an article about this ecosexual. Nice tangent, Spartacus. From news.com.au, and sorry to cut that other article off midstream, I'll get back to it shortly. People are having sexual fantasies about the biosphere. Let's continue. May 12, 2016, by Olivia Lambert. And there's a very interesting picture. If I could describe it to you, it's two women, just pictured from the shoulders up, wearing hospital masks, which have something like Brussels sprouts or some kind of sprouts growing out of them, and they are kissing through the mass of sprouts and their respective masks. By Olivia Lambert, news.com.au. Walking into a sex chamber, you would expect to see whips, chains, and a pair of handcuffs. And I've got 9% battery remaining, so if this video... Actually, I'm going to have to cut this video off rather soon. So we'll continue with this article. Walking into a sex chamber, you would expect to see whips, chains, and a pair of handcuffs. But there's a temporary sex house in Melbourne that is nothing like you'd think. As you venture deeper into the rooms, you will find condoms that fit your fingers and surgical masks with grass sprouting from the mouth. This is the sex house of an ecosexual, a person who makes the land their lover, bringing a whole new meaning to environmentally friendly and whore to culture. The ecosexual bathhouse is in the tangles of the Melbourne Royal Botanic Gardens, created by Ian Sinclair and Lauren Cronemeyer. Ecosexuals have fantasies about nature and use their senses of touch to strengthen their romantic and sensual feelings towards the environment. This is new and strange to me. The whole idea is if somebody can develop sexual attraction and a love for the biosphere, they will in turn look after it going into the future. It's said to be a type of activism. This is activism these days. The term ecosexual was invented by Beth Stevens and Annie Sprinkle, two women who claim to be passionately and fiercely in love with the earth. Oops. Alright, this thing is going to die. I'm going to have to sign out, guys. Crazy stuff. People are losing it. Despite all this craziness, we're going to win. My brothers and sisters, this video will be on Instagram for the next 24 hours. Then it'll be on YouTube at youtube.com/c/the Save the World Army. Please follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Save World Army. Also, please join the brand new social media site that I created, www.savetheworld.army. Also, you can see I am sporting my brand new The Save the World Army hoodie. If you'd like to get one of yours, tees, tanks, everything, go to store.thesavetheworld.army. Much love to all of you. We will be victorious, my brothers and sisters. I am Revolutionary Warrior #1, General of the Save the World Army, Smoking Joe McHale, and together we will beat the Illuminati, break the New World Order, bring down the world government, and save the world from evil. The revolution is here, and we will be victorious. Woo! Yeah.